Petey the Proper Pig. Curly-haired Lila came to her uncle's pig farm. She was coming to stay for the whole summer. When Lila arrived, she immediately went over to the pigs. She noticed one piglet in particular who was just a bit smaller than the rest. This piglet was playing in the mud with all the other pigs. Lila picked him up and said to him, "My, aren't you a mess?" Lila put him in a tub. She scrubbed and scrubbed until he was sparkling clean. "Now you are a proper piglet," Lila said. Petey and Lila were inseparable that summer. Everywhere Lila went, Petey followed. Even at night, Lila would sneak Petey inside and let him sleep with her. One night, her uncle checked in on his sleeping niece, and he saw a piglet in her bed. He said, "Lila, what are you doing letting that piglet sleep in the house? He belongs in the barn with the other pigs." "Oh no, Uncle. Petey is a proper pig, and proper pigs sleep in a bed," Lila answered. Her uncle shook his head and closed the door behind him. Lila turned back towards Petey and sighed. "Oh, Petey, my proper pig, I love you to the moon and back." Petey couldn't say it back, so he just snuggled up closely to Lila, and they happily drifted off to sleep. Summer came to an end far too quickly. Lila hugged Petey as tightly as she could and told him she had to go back to the city. She assured Petey she would be back soon. Lila kissed him on the head and said with a smile, "Goodbye for now, my proper Petey. I love you to the moon and back." The other pigs noticed Petey looked sad. They went over and invited him to play with them. Petey looked at the pigs and said, "No, thank you. I don't like the mud," and he walked away. The other pigs were confused. How could he not enjoy playing in the mud anymore? Petey walked alone. He felt bad because he hadn't been honest. He would have loved to have played in the mud, just like he used to do. He was too worried about if Lila would come back, though. He didn't want her to see him all dirty. "How could she possibly love me if I were so messy?" Petey thought to himself. One late afternoon, Petey was out exploring. He walked around in the field doing his best to stay clean. Petey looked up and noticed some dark clouds rolling in. Just as he turned to head back to the barn, he felt a drop of water. "Oh no, it's raining! I'm going to get wet and dirty!" Petey started to run as fast as he could. By the time he made it back to the barn door, it was too late. He was a muddy mess. The other pigs heard Petey walk in. Upon seeing him, they ran over with excitement and said, "Hooray, Petey! We are so glad you played in the mud! Come on, everyone, let's go play with Petey in the mud!" Petey looked at all of the other pigs, and a tear rolled down his face. "What's wrong?" his friend Ryder asked. "I thought you would be happy." "How could I be happy being dirty when Lila loves me when I'm clean and proper?" Petey cried. "She won't want me around when she comes back anymore." The next day, Petey was still covered in mud from the rainstorms through the night. Though he had missed rolling around in the mud, he was worried what Lila would think. Suddenly, he heard a car door slam, and he saw Lila running around the corner to greet him. Lila saw Petey and the other pigs. She didn't slow down. She didn't stop. She ran right up to Petey, pulled him into her arms, and hugged him as tightly as she could. She didn't even care that her dress was covered in mud. Petey snuggled into her as she hugged him. He was shocked. He thought she would certainly be upset that he was dirty. Lila pulled him away so she could see his face. She looked him in the eyes and said, "Oh, Petey, you are covered in mud again. I'm back now to make you proper, just like last time. I guess you just need me." Petey squealed quickly and quietly. He couldn't keep his joy inside. Lila hugged Petey again while walking him to the tub. I'm glad you need me, Petey, because I need you too. Petey was confused. Why did Lila need him? He wasn't even proper anymore. He had failed at staying clean for her. Lila smiled while scrubbing and scrubbing. You're my best friend, Petey. When I'm here, I'll keep you proper so that we never have to spend a minute apart, even at night, Lila smiled and winked. Petey sighed with relief. He understood now. Lila wanted him to be clean when she was there because of how much she loved him. She didn't need him to be clean when she was gone, though. His best friend Lila wanted him to be happy all of the time, even if that meant he'd get all muddy each time she left. Petey and Lila squealed together and ran off playing. This is real friendship, Petey thought. This is real love.